everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you for tuning in today. Welcome, oops, I'm shaking the camera, sorry. Woo. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings for the month of September. Wow, that has a funny, but yet kind of beautiful feeling to it. It just seems quick, and yet it's one of my favorite times of the years when fall comes into play, and that's happening in September. So here's the long and the short of it. I had wanted and still want to have all of the readings up for the first half of the month for every single sign, like I always do. For those that are new, this is my format. And so far that is not going to happen, but I'm still having faith because we have one more day tomorrow. But there was a whole bunch of stuff that comes in and takes over, and you're like, okay, did not plan for that. But here I am now. So the long and the short, like I said, is I'm going to pick the featured sign, which is beautiful, beautiful fiery element of Leo for today's reading as I go around the zodiac wheel. And then the highlighted sign is the sign or the feeling, the energy, a person you may be with now or one you may be meeting that you're not aware of, that spirit needs you to know about. So I pulled this and I tossed the dice right in front of you. And so it's very fresh and authentic for you. And then if for some reason you say, nope, don't really know about this person, don't really want to so much, then the 4 category messages will pertain to this particular highlighted connection or any one of your relationships in regards to love categories, because it's all different types of love when it comes to my channel and the readings, okay? So let's do that first and foremost. I'll set this right here, makes it a little flatter. Spirit, what specific highlighted connection are you interested in revealing to Leo for the first half of the month of September? Aquarius. Well, I love that. And you know what? I'll look it up, maybe not, but due to time constraints, it's a beautiful, wonderful polar opposition when it comes to Aquarius and Leo. As you can see, you're directly across from each other. So there's always this kind of literal pull, you know, magnetizing you together. And there's great differences that absolutely work for your benefit, as well as not necessarily at times, in the saying that, you know, opposites attract. And I love this one. Aquarius, of course, being an air sign full of ideas and always thinking about the mind, masculine energy, as are you, Leo, the strong, courageous, sun-ruled sign. You are a fixed sign, so you are set in your ways and your ideas, and you do tend to be very determined and yeah, pretty much set. You're not necessarily willing to change as easily as other astrological signs, though you do. Has so much to do with other placements, of course, in your chart. But this is a beautiful combination in so many ways because fire and air elements work extremely well together. So I love bringing in parts of the astrology that are happening for the month. And then, of course, they coincide with Tarot, which is what I've always loved about Tarot. And for those that are not knowing, I'm a Tarot reader of over 30 years. And what I like to call a astrology compatibility enthusiast, because I have been studying it for so long and been fascinated with it, but there's never enough to learn. So I don't consider myself a professional astrologist, but just always in awe of the continuous realizations and continuous proof of these particular signs that tend to gravitate to each other more than others. We all can get along. We all do get along in some ways, even when we're, you know, at odds, if you will. It's a form of connection nonetheless. But to make it as simple as possible, it's a study that never ceases to amaze me, and it is very accurate in so many ways. So this is a beautiful relationship that can be had. You're both fixed signs, actually, Aquarius and Leo. So there's that, you know, commonality. Very, very artistic, very creative. I would say both very definitely independent in a lot of ways, though loving connections. Aquarius, of course, is known as the humanitarian sign. We do have both Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius this whole year, though it's retrograde now, both of them. They will station forward again in October, and then through the end of December, when then Jupiter changes its sign. But Jupiter is the benevolent planet that gets to visit us every 12 years, each one of us. So when it's in your sign, like it is in Aquarius, you want to hang out with people like that. Aquarius is about working with the masses, helping the world to be a better place, and wanting to share information and ideas and educate, which is so important for all of us to learn and to know about. And you're no exception, Leo. So, you're talented, you want to be center stage, you want to be vocal about things, you want to be the leader, and you can be extremely good at that. So once again, a very nice combination here. And I am going to read to you what the messages are for the beginning of the month for the two of you and all of your connections, like I said, Leo. And so we start with a beautiful deck, which is the Star Spinner Tarot that I'm using for the first half of the month. And then I'll read a couple of the oracles if you want to stick around, which are definitely just about, helping us keep our energy and our enthusiasm and our motivation up, because they're sent in messages that are sent with love and inspiration and so forth. So the first category for the two of you and all of your relationships, once again, is the category of overall energy, bringing you to the reading. And I'm going to put these on because I've definitely made a mistake a couple times. I have a lot of different decks, and some of them, the pictures are similar, but you really have to look twice. And you have the beautiful King of Chalices, the King of Cups. So, this is absolute, incredible, definitely maturity right off the bat when it's the king. It doesn't have to be a male. It certainly does represent the masculine energy, though, in any of us, right? We have both feminine and masculine. And it definitely is a person who is extremely mature when it comes to their emotions. They are content. They are at ease with how they present them, the vulnerability that they share and care to share, because the cups are all about emotions and love and, absolute, I would say, just caring in general, because it comes from the heart. All of us care, but the difference being with the different elements is that it comes from different places. We can care in the way we think, and we want to help people with words or explanations and directing them that way. We can care as a fire sign because we're demonstrative and we're physical, and we show action, and we have a plan in mind, and this is beautiful, right? The strength. And we can be incredibly capable when it comes to the elements of the earth signs, because they're very grounded and very stable and very capable of organizing and working and being diligent and showing us routines and ways to go at that may be systematic and different than the way we would do it. But everything that's different is something we can learn from, right? But the beauty and the wonderful part of the cups and the water elements is that it does tend to cater to our inner knowing and our deepest intuitions and gifts, as I always say, because to me, my intuition has been one of my strongest and most appreciated gifts that I've had. So that's what's coming through for you. The fiery element that you are a very passionate sign, Leo, because you have great heart, and you got to have heart. You have to have passion in anything you want to do to the best of your ability, I would say. And I think you would agree with that. But along with that, and the demonstrative, physicality of it, the heart is really the center of everything. It's the center of the universe. It's the center of our love, And so I love that for you. It does indicate definitely the possibility of interacting more for some reason, certainly during the first half of the month with Cancer elements, or you have that in your natal chart. So you're feeling that energy. Of course, the Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces would be the water elements. So right off the bat, it's an emotional time. Now, we have a new moon, which is going to be in Virgo, and we're in Virgo season right now. So there is that grounded energy that really helps kind of keep us together, keep us, down to earth. I don't know how else to say it as an air sign myself. I thinking a lot, you know, imagining future tripping, some a lot of times past tripping, working on that though. But my memories, my sensitivities, I lost a member of my family in this past week. So of course my mind is going towards all the wonderful times, and that can happen. And so, you know, being in touch with that is beautiful, but just not letting it get to a point where it takes us and makes us perhaps imbalanced, which brings me up to the point that a lot of planets are now entering into Libra, because the next season will be the Libra of the season, this Libra season, forgive me, and that's on the 22nd of September. So we have, so far, Venus is in Libra, which is the ruling planet for Libra. So it's very much about love and balance and accommodating and, you know, compassion with others' feelings and their perspective, you know, compromise, justice, fairness, being able to speak and be clear about what it is we want to say, very direct a lot of times, and with Libras, only for the sole purpose of being as fair and truthful as possible, not mincing words and not, you know, fabricating anything, you know, but being as straightforward a shooter as possible. And then also we had Mercury go into it, which is all about our communication and our mind together, right? So that's happened, that just went in, you know, the latter part of August. And then Mars will go into Libra, and then once again, Libra season. So a lot of energies will affect us all, including you, Leo, with the Libra balancing, in particular in relationships, all forms of relationships. So maybe you're feeling this. Maybe you're feeling like, you know what? I think I need to really consider the other person's point of view, whoever that is. It's coming into play more, and it feels good, and it's going to be able to work through things that maybe were not addressed in the past, which I really like, especially with the Venus there, because that can definitely heal. And it has a lot to do with money and attracting great things as well, you know, better feeling, health, all sorts of good things. So I like that a lot. Moving on, though, we have the second category, which is the possible blessings or obstacles. And you've got the Three of Coins. There you go. There's the Virgo energy for you. There's that grounded stability. And I'll tell you, threes are phenomenal, because threes represent numerology in a very simplistic way. Growth, expansion, ideas, you know, practicality. You know, every one of us has grandiose thoughts and ideas, and I know you do, Leo. Because nothing with you is small. It's always about the expansion and the fever of, you know, let's do this. I want to be seen in the best light. I want to be the best. I want to know that I can do what I can do, and share with others that everybody has that ability. Everyone has that strength within them. And this is great. You know, we love being around that kind of energy. But with your feet on the ground and you working in collaboration with others, there's a sense of just things are working in your favor. Things are going to grow as far as finances are concerned, or stability. You know, it could be a change of job, more opportunities in that direction. It could certainly be, you know, as far as practical things in the earthly plane, it's our work, our home, our families, all of those are there. And then you see these ships. So it's like you're really thinking the highest and the best possible manifestational thoughts for yourself, okay? You got the emotional aspect of things under control, which is beautiful. So it makes me feel like there's some good vibes happening in your relationships, romantic or otherwise. And then you're really studying and recognizing the importance of proper investing, you know, making sure that you're not going crazy, but that you are, you know, building upon your well-being and stuff, which leads us to the next category, which is that of financial category. So yes, about your money. How are you investing? You know, how is it feeling right now? Are things improving? Are you getting an opportunity to recognize the value of yourself and what your worth is, which is huge? Are you feeling wealthy in other ways, you know, through your loves, through your physicality, which is huge for a lot of fire signs, because, you know, they have to be careful. They get really revved up and very energetic, and sometimes to a point where they tire themselves out and they get exhaustion. I'm not going to lie. There's no sugarcoating it. So that's a consideration with wealth as well. But let's see what it has to say, what the cards are wanting to project to you and reveal. And it does say the Two of Swords. So, okay, so we've got you're going down and this has been happening a lot with the readings. You've got the beautiful water element. You've got the, pentacles, the coins, which is the earth element. And now you've got the Two of Swords, which is the air. And that's the beautiful Aquarian energy. That's very, very strong, even though some of the elements are, the planets are retrograde. They're still bringing us that energy. And what this represents, I want to say it looks more like a new moon than a full for sure. But I think between the new and the full, which is the 20th of September in Pisces, which is water, once again, the king, of chalices, powerful when it comes to our healings and our, our hearts and our, I want to say, ability to give out more, to give to others. There's more of a sense of wanting to be of service is really what it comes down to. And as far as finances, the Two of Swords, crossroads, a couple of opportunities, a couple of choices, not quite 100% sure, but perhaps between the new moon and the full moon, that will be established. And remember, you've got two swords, so without one, you've got the one, and the one is the ace, it's the beginning, it's the direction you need to go, it's the affirmative, it's new beginnings and transformations, and it's through our mind and our speaking and our ability to make that happen and to reach the right people and get the right information back, and that connection right there. But either way, when you take one away, you've got the other. It's just about making that decision. And I know you can. It's interesting because there is this connotation, this well-known expression that a lot of times the Libra characteristic, one of many, is that they are indecisive. And as a Libra, I say, yes, that is true. There are definitely times that I ponder and wonder about what the best choice is. It's also the fact that with this constant need for balance that we're doing just automatically, it's just who we are. We want to see all sides of a situation. We want to see all different perspectives. We want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence, if you will, instead of going too quickly or, impulsively, if you will. And once that thought process is, and it could take a certain amount of time, who knows? I mean, everyone's different. Every Libra is different, with all different other, planetary aspects and, aspects. But bottom line is you're going to make that decision, and it's going to help your finances when you do, because I think you probably have a few opportunities that are coming your way, and it's just making the one you feel is best for you. And that's when you go inward. That's when you use that King of Chalices intuition, and you listen to yourself, and you know that you will never be led astray if you're quiet and you allow that information to come in, and so that's the finances. And so be prepared for a couple of opportunities, a couple of options. And don't stress if you can't think of it this moment. It will come to you. I can promise you that. And I want to say you'll make the right choice, because that's what I believe. I think we all are capable of that. When you want to enough, you certainly will. And if you ask for that, you definitely will. So the final category for you, beautiful Leos, and Aquarian highlighted, but all relationships for you, is the surprises and wishes category. Lots of surprises come in our lives, right? Some we wish for, some are out of the blue. The Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, so there can be a lot of unpredictability and unexpected surprises that has come in. Certainly has for me, and I know it happens for everybody in the world. It's part of our lives. They come and they go, but with this predominance there could be some incredible surprises and opportunities that are going to really change your life and transform you in ways you don't know. A couple of options, it can change your finances, your well-being, your emotional state, all of the above. So now I'm really curious to see what I can share with you on that regard. Now, you may resonate right away, but I always ask that you give it some time, because there's no linear time with spirit and messages. And also to check your moon and ascendant, or even actually, Venus, because that's about love. And right now there's a predominance of Venus happening in the sign that it rules. So I would definitely check those readings out as well. But your super surprises is the Queen of Coins. Okay, so You have two coins. The first one under, possible blessings or obstacles is the 3, which is definitely about growth and expansion and building upon your wealth that you already have. And mastering, I didn't mention that. The 3 of coins is something you're doing, but you just want to really make sure with this Virgo energy of detail and perfectionism, which is a very classic characteristic of Virgo, and will be with us through the 22nd, will help you to sharpen and to fine-tune this idea that then with the surprises and the decision that you've made, with a lot of thinking but not overthinking, I pray for you, is going to bring you some real wonderful, beautiful, substantial, and I would say permanent financial success first and foremost. And then also perhaps once again, if it's not finances, because you've already got that well under way and you feel pretty decent about that anyway, if there's no reason why it can't grow, or you have this desire to go deep inside, when it's the Queen, that is the feminine duality, and that is the aspect of us, all of us, that goes and knows exactly how to continue to create this, how to build upon this, how to share this, and who really needs this, and I don't know, it's just a beautiful, abundant, giving energy when it's the Queen of Pentacles. Hard work was established with this, no getting around it. There's a castle in the background. There's a beautiful bunny. So yes, I've been hearing this, and yes, I'll bring it up as well. There could be interest in, adding to your family, which is huge, right? And a beautiful thing to happen in that phase of our lives, if that's where you are. It could also pertain to animals and adoption, or or however you go about that, but I think it's mainly that these days, which is so important and so needed. And just feeling this nurturing, beautiful completion, if you will. And that's a beautiful, if you haven't wished for that, it seems as though it's finding you. So, and you are attracting that as well. So I always want to let you know you're hugely a part of it, but there's always the divine intervention. Absolutely beautiful reading, Leo. And I'm glad to say that because, we're still doing things and going through some challenges right now in this year. And yes, there's some improvements, and yes, there will continue to be. But hanging in there and just trusting and having faith in your ability to withstand it, and to just take every day a moment at a time and be feeling incredibly appreciative and blessed for each moment is essential. So I am going to finish with a couple of oracle messages, and the first is the beautiful deck from Brendan Burchard, and it is called the Motivation Manifesto. And it's beautiful sayings, or little quick sentences, phrases that are absolutely to help motivate us. That was both motivation and manifesto. Motivate us in our lives. So here's your special quote, as I will say, because this is a little bit longer than I've seen before. There is light all around. There is much to be grateful for in this seemingly dark world. And so all we must do is pull our gaze out from the shadow and look to the ocean of divine light and grace in which we are blessed to live. Well, that's pretty interesting, because that's the first card, which represents water, and then once again that Piscean energy that's going to come through for all of us, and it's huge and it's transformational. And it's Pisces is a water sign, but they're also what they call a mutable sign. So there's changes that can come and occur and mutate into something else that'll add and feel more blessings, and it just continues on with the law of attraction. So I find it interesting, but we were saying, as is life, there's some incredibly high moments and some low moments, and we want to focus on the high, and we want to focus on the light and the grace in which we are blessed to live. So one more time, there is light all around. There is much to be grateful for in this seemingly dark world. And so all we must do is pull our gaze from the shadow and look to the ocean of divine light and grace in which we are blessed to live. So there you are, and that's especially for you. I've never pulled that one. I haven't used this deck that much, but I feel like every single card or any kind of reading that I ever pull for any sign is definitely specifically for you. And that's important to know too. So for the last message for you, my dear Leos, I have the Super Attractor Manifestation deck. It's about manifesting the exact life we want by believing and feeling it into existence. And I know the passion that you create in your life, you've manifested many, many things. And you want to keep doing that. So your last message, as I said, for today, beautiful Leos, for the first half of the month, I love this card. The more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver. And this is absolutely true. And look at the hand that's reaching up into this cosmos, you know, the fruit. Once again, very synchronistic, because the fruit and the abundance of your surprises and wishes. And, you know, the fact that it says, you know, being grateful and appreciative. And here we are, grateful and appreciative, basically. So I feel that you are, but I feel like the more you tune into that, it's just a beautiful, wonderful realization of life and, you know, the law of attraction. So there you go. Keep it coming. I really appreciate you. If you do like this channel, you want to support me, do me a big favor and push the like and subscribe and share buttons. It means a lot. And in the meantime, come on back for your mid-month reading in September. It's going to be a great month in many ways, even with the retrograde pending. A lot of positivity, a lot of newness with that new moon. Just be your beautiful, gregarious, energetic, you know, heart-centered self, Leo, and things are going to be really, really great. Okay? Thank you so much. Take care. Bye for now.